Kicking it with Kay and Clay. Kicking it with Kay and Clay. Kicking it with Kay and Clay. Kicking it with Kay and Clay.
Hey, what's up, everybody? You are listening and watching Kicking It with Kay and Clay. I am Kay, and I have a special guest with me today, my home girl, Camaryn. What's up, Cam?
What up, though? How you doing, Kay?
Good, and you?
I am great. I'm
Good.
glad now I get to talk to my sister girl.
I know, right? So this is like the perfect time. So everybody else is just listening in on our conversation, right?
Right.
So everybody, Camaryn, she is very talented. She is an actress. She is a singer. She is a pop locker. No, I'm kidding.
Don't play, girl, because I had to break it down. You represent what the earrings and the necklace. If I would have known, you know how to put on my backsuit, and we could have.
Girl, you know how I do. You know how I do. Okay.
How you do? you my fashionista girlfriend.
Hey. So speaking of that, Cam and I, we met when I used to work at a retail shop in Novi.
It was an exclusive boutique.
Yes. And Cam will come in wanting to get, some items for the choir.
For church.
Right, for church. You know how, we all have to, wear different color schemes every week. So that's how Cam and I met. And she is just a ball of energy. She's really funny. She's really a sweet, and we just been friends ever since. So how you been in this quarantine, girl?
I know everybody keep doing the don't rush challenge. I'm like, I ain't got time for that. Just trying to not trying, just taking it one day at a time. I think for months I was just like, dang, I need a break. I'm tired. And it seemed like everybody in the world was saying the same thing. So we got that break. I didn't want it like this, but I'll take it. God has been good, and I've been healthy, and my family's been healthy. My mother was sick for a little while, but she pulled through it because she's older. But
she had the virus.
Yes, mommy had COVID. She thought she had pneumonia for a while, and I was taking care of her and giving her vitamin C's and loving on her and everything. And she just got really weak. She didn't have they were saying all these type of symptoms, but she didn't have any of those. She had a totally different set of symptoms, which was basically she was just tired and had a runny nose. So it wasn't like what they say per se, but God, she went through her process and God got her through it, and she's home now.
That's
driving me crazy, but really? I'm happy for the madness.
I know that's right. Well, that's good she pulled through, because COVID is not taking no prisoners, okay?
I know. And it's just so sad because it's just like a hit or miss type of thing. You hear some really bad cases, and then you hear others that aren't as bad. But my mother, she was hard-headed because she's a retired nurse, so she thought she knew everything. But nurses, y'all don't know everything.
Right.
None of us do, but on a lighter note, she's home, and I'm just enjoying her company and just glad she's okay.
Right. Have you heard about these killer hornets or whatever, wasps or bees or whatever that's supposed to be coming from China? I'm like, really?
What's gonna come next? Some daggone locusts?
Right, frogs coming out the sky. I mean, what's going?
The 10 Commandments, girl, it's just always one thing after another. It's like, okay, y'all got the virus. Now we're gonna send you some killer bees.
Right.
It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But are they gonna be yellow and black, or are they gonna be orange? Because I'm just saying.
They look big. And then I saw a picture. I think somebody was like hemming it up from the neck. I'm like, what? How big are they?
So now we're gonna have them super ones, just like in Godzilla. We're gonna be having that's the next thing. Godzilla gonna hatch from his egg and come and get us next, I guess. It's we living in crazy times. It's crazy, but can't live in fear. Can't live in fear. Refuse to live in fear.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna live my life and have a good time. And I've been kind of bad. I go outside every day. I don't know what they are supposed to be saying about that, but I get my vitamin C. I get my
Okay.
fresh air. I go walk around the track, walk
But
some
you have your mask on, right? Cam,
No.
come on
I'm not
now.
trying to be funny, and I know I've tried, and I do have a mask. I got a cute one too. I'm too bad I didn't put it on. I have a girlfriend actually who is designing now. She makes the little designer mask or whatever, and it's cute as ever. But I feel like I'm smothering. I be in the store and I be trying to have it on and hurry up and run in there shopping because I got the one and it has like the liner
Mm-hmm.
where girl, I be in the store. Next thing I know, that mug be down, and then I get in the car, be like, oh yeah. But during this process, I take vitamin C every day. I take my
Okay.
sea moss. I take
Okay, wait, stop. Stop.
hard.
Sea moss. What's the deal on that? My mother was telling me something about that. I know they're supposed to be good. So what do you do with it?
I get these capsules. It's sea moss and bladderwrack root or whatever it is.
Okay.
And I just been taking that for a long time. A friend of mine is a herbalist,
Mm-hmm.
and they were telling me all the things to take because my immune system was not compromised, but I had gotten ill a couple of years ago, and ever since then I just have been on a. Even though I need to stop eating as much as I do, girl, because
That's a lot of us.
cakes and pies and cakes and pies. I love my food. I'm sorry, I be trying to work out, but who like to eat? But he was just telling me take sea moss, and I've been taking it, and that's what I think is the reason why I didn't get sick when I was taking care of my mom when she had COVID, because everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, aren't you sick?" I'm like, no, but I
Mm-hmm.
was taking a lot of vitamin C. Some people are doing this thing where they boil the sea moss and make it into a gel, and
Yeah.
I've seen people take a scoop. I can't do that. That look nasty.
Because I think my mother was telling me that my uncle he uses it, and I know some people say they take the gel and they put it like in whatever that they're eating or something like that. But I have to do more research on it, and I know
Why do all that when you could just simply get a supplement in a pill capsule form and take it, and it will have it has the same effect. It don't matter how it get in your body.
okay.
It looks like applesauce or something. I've seen people have it, but I wouldn't eat it. I don't think I would. It looks disgusting. I
Okay,
would
well,
tell the people, but
maybe I'll try the capsules then.
yeah,
I get some for the household.
you know what I'm saying? Just get them
Mhm.
off. But I'll share it with you when we get off. And the ones that I take, but like I said, I've just been taking the vitamin C, the sea moss, fish oil. Fish
Okay.
oil is an excellent source of omega 3s.
Yeah.
Um, been taking the fish oil, and a lot of people don't know magnesium is good for you too in a lot of different ways. A lot of people who have neurological problems,
Mm-hmm.
anything to do with the nervous system, magnesium is great. So people should really read up on the different uh, attributes of magnesium. You can, I remember one point in time, my mother was having vertigo,
Mm.
and for whatever reason, I was doing my research, just reading, and I read the magnesium stop vertigo, and I was like, okay. So she had been taking it, girl, and she's been fine ever since. So
Really?
sometimes a lot of sicknesses that are in our bodies are masked, and they're simply deficiencies, vitamin deficiencies. And we might need to eat more kale, we might need to eat more
Yeah.
greens, and but doctors want to just be like, oh, you're having this, that, and the other. And a lot of it is just vitamin deficiencies, and they don't check our blood to see if we are lacking the nutrients. But I am a firm believer that everything that we need comes from Mother Earth.
Yeah, oh yeah, I am too. I'm really into like organic and holistic medicines and things of that nature because excuse me, I know for a fact that a lot of these plants and herbs, they have healing properties, and that's the way that he designed them. So uh yeah, I'm a firm believer in that, just getting the natural things and like Eastern medicine, a lot of Eastern medicine practices, because over there you don't see that they don't have too many issues like we do over here.
Just like Mother Africa, they don't have any real health issues. The only health issues they have are the ones that were imposed upon them. They
Mm.
didn't have HIV and things of that nature until they were infected with them through different channels. They didn't have a lot of different things that go on over there. The worst thing in Africa that goes on that I can't understand is still lack of water and poverty. But you have
Mm.
all these millionaires, but we just still can't seem to get water over there or dig some more wells. And yeah, so we just have to. Mother Earth can cure a lot of things, but I think that as a society, we've been brainwashed into thinking that you need medicine. You
No, and
need
because medicine only do is it masks the symptoms. It don't completely stop it. It don't prevent it. It just you just tolerating it a little bit better. That's what
yeah,
medicine, is. And yeah, I was thinking about looking into a holistic doctor, and of course, insurance don't cover that, but yeah, I know. Anything that has to do with something good, no.
I found if you go, and I'll share with you later because I don't know if we can say names of different places. It's a couple of health food places that I go to, and they'll kick it with you and they'll talk to you. And I like going places where they educate me
Mm-hmm.
as well as, if they are educating me on what I'm doing. I had even gotten into the silver water, and when I saw it, I was like, it's $40. Anybody gonna be trying to pay no $40? But then when I heard about the attributes of it, and I talked to a lady who was there getting some herself, and she was the older lady, and she was like, it makes her feel better, And so I was like, oh, okay, I'll try it, and it does make me feel better.
You said
You don't drink a
silver?
lot. It's expensive, but you just drink like 4 ounces a day, and it comes in a gallon or what have you. Girl, the only thing I'm not digging during this quarantine is these nails. Girl, sister need a manicure.
No,
I need to cut
I
my
want
nails
I
off.
want a petty. I'm like, I have the little, foot spa and stuff. I know I can do it myself, but some stuff you just want to be pampered. I have the hot stones, but I can't hot stone my own foot.
Girl, ain't nothing better than somebody else rubbing on your toe.
Right,
Or
right.
while you
Okay,
sitting up
look.
in the chair, or you be sitting up in the chair getting your feet down, you be like, she's a queen. You so girl, because you got your sister, your queen hairstyle. I was tired of my natural. I said, let me straighten my hair because I had my curls.
Yeah.
That's what they be at K had it. Kind of had we going to try this natural style. Girl, what product do you use?
Right, right.
And so, but girl, my hair was I went over my mom and she's like, are you gonna do something to your hair? I'm like, why?
Mm, mm,
Why? Who's going to see me at this
mm-hmm.
point? But I just love I love my natural hair though. I do.
Me
I can wear my
too.
hair straight for a minute, but after a while I'll be like, I'll have my hair like this, and then girl, I'll get in the shower and I'll just be like, here the ancestors will be like, I'll be like, I have to get clean from head to toe.
Yeah.
It'd be like the motherland is calling. It's like, or I'll be like, set my hair straight, and then you be trying to be, I be trying to be cute, and I wake up and my hair be like, them roots be like, they be growing
Girl.
at night,
And
and then it be like, just forget it.
you hear the
So,
drum, and then you hear the drums, doom, 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 doom,
and
doom, doom, doom.
then I go get in the shower and I be like, oh, I'm gonna say the makusa. I'm gonna say
Uh-uh.
I'm gonna say the
But you
girl.
know what though? I went back to natural for, let's see. I started transitioning in 2011 and fully had my big chop in 2012 and been natural ever since. I don't have a desire. This is just me. I don't have a desire for it to be straight. I'm like, if I want it straight, I just put on a wig. But I love it.
But I love your hair because you remember when I met Kay, when I met you, I'm saying speaking of the third person like you're not on here. But when I met you, that's what I loved about you was your authenticity. We would talk about stuff. We'd be in there talking.
Supposed to be working.
She left of her own free will. She did not get fired because I was in there talking to her.
Right, right.
I just loved your spirit and your authenticity, and I loved her style. Oh my God! Every time I would go into see Kay on here, and she be doing her, hosting with her proper self. Yes, but Kay has style. I love her
Oh,
style.
thank you.
Um, she was actually a buyer for one of the would pick the merchandise. And when she left, I stopped going there because they didn't know how to shop.
I
And I
heard
was
a
pissed
few
off. I was
people.
like,
I heard a few people stop.
and then I was a hater. I was in the store like, they used to have this lady named Kay that worked here, and she used to, and then the girls would be like, "Girl, I remember her. What happened to her?" Like, "Oh, she just moved on to greener pastures." I said, "But I miss her," because it was just the whole sometimes you shop at a place or you go to a place because of a person. And I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of times employers don't realize that people come places and do certain things because of relationships
Mm-hmm.
that are established with people. And once that person is gone, it's like, and when you left, the whole tone changed. But I
Wow.
think that when you got your new position that you were destined to have, that you would be a blessing wherever you went because that's just who you are and that's your personality. So I'm glad that you're doing what you enjoy doing and what you were called to do versus it would have been cool though if you would have just like moonlight there on the weekend,
Oh,
like
girl, no, because
thing. But
I would have caught a case if I stayed. I would have caught a case. Mm-mm. No. See, yeah.
let me say something funny. I always thought that when we were singing that song, I'm saying on the side of my kusa, I'm saying on the side of my kusa, that we were saying some African language, and I found out that we were, and it
What,
broke my heart.
what is it?
I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm not gonna stop.
Stop it.
He just said it real fast. It's
Wow.
like,
I had
I'm
no
gonna say
idea what he was saying.
I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm not gonna stop. We was getting it too. We was doing
Right.
breaking it down, getting that back into it. Like, girl, really spent my hair out because back then you used to get that hard press at Easter, and then you used to go to that 8th grade dance and get in there and start popping. But we didn't believe pop back then. We just would be dancing hard. You whether your hair be straight like this, or when you leave it look like canes, and you get home, and mom be like, "I paid $12.50 for
Right.
you to get your hair done, and you gonna go in there."
Wait a minute. Back up. Speaking of dancing and exercise,
Mm-hmm.
ladies and gentlemen, I had invited Cam out to both places where I worked out. One of them was my trainer, Troy Walden. He is the bomb. Look him up on Facebook. He's really
He is
good.
the bomb, and he will work you.
He will work you, but he
And I will
don't
be
yell,
going
he
back
don't
and
yell
forth.
at you. He's an encourager.
He
He's a
is.
coach. So, his class was at we started at about 5:36. Cam was showing up, for a minute.
I came to 4 whole classes.
You did. But when I invited you to the other place, Fit for Life, for the Pilates class,
Mm-hmm.
by the next week, Felicia, the owner, she was like, "Hey, where's your friend?" I was like,
No, with the Pilates, I really wanted to do that class, but they changed my work schedule.
oh, okay.
I went from working from remember I didn't get off. I went from a morning shift. I used to work from 4 in the morning till noon, so I could do everything in the afternoon. And then they changed my shift where I didn't get off till 7 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
So they changed it after 10. About I was on that schedule for about 15 years. They changed. Well, I changed it because I was like, I'm getting older. I need to sleep. And that's
Yeah.
another thing. When our bodies are off, you just need to get some rest.
Yeah.
And when I checked my schedule and started working a normal shift from
Mm-hmm.
10 in the morning till 6, girl, my whole life changed. I just felt so much better. And I was like, what is wrong with you that you did not do this sooner? But sometimes you get stuck in a
All right.
rut.
Yeah.
And my son, when I took that shift, he was a small child. And now he's 22 years old. So I was still making my decisions based on being a single parent of a young child who wasn't a young child anymore. So I say that to my sister girls too. Take the time to just reevaluate your life. Sometimes we just get stuck in these ruts that we just need to get out of. Right now, I am stuck in a rut of cakes and pies because we are in quarantine. But as soon as we get through this, I got to get back to me. And I say that because different things happen in our lives and we just get away from ourselves
Yeah.
and stop doing the things that we love, be it you begin in a relationship. It's beautiful to be in I love relationships.
It
Don't you love
is.
relationships?
It is. Yes.
They're just so wonderful. They just are. But don't lose yourself while you are in a relationship. A healthy relationship is a man who loves you for who you are and where you're at and brings value to your life in the small things.
Mm-hmm.
Small things, I was single forever. And Kay, you was single forever too, because we used to talk about it like, Lord, hallelujah.
But like I was telling somebody else, because I had gotten out of a relationship, and for a while, I didn't want nothing serious though. That was just I didn't want anything serious.
I didn't want to be bothered. I just was so tired of because what a lot of men do, you know, they'll find a nice girl, nice woman, and they want to tell her everything that she wants to hear. So what I had to learn to do is shut up. Because you meet people and they be like, well, what do you want? And you're like, I want a house, a car, I want an elevator. And you tell them all your hopes and dreams and aspirations, and they're really a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Mm-hmm.
They want you to tell you all the things about you so that they can play you in the way that they want to play you. And then next thing you know, you're like, well, I thought he was a good guy. And then you find out he wasn't a good guy. You were the prey because you told him everything that you thought he might want to know instead of allowing him. You have to feed a man.
Come on.
Got to feed him. You can't just give him everything all at one time.
You cannot.
Men are kind of like dogs. You let them come and sniff around a little bit. And that's all they get to do is sniff. But you don't let them sniff and then feed them and give them everything all at one time. Because
because I mean, then what's going to be left? Especially if you have goals to take it to the next level, like marriage and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't give a man everything while you're his girlfriend. You don't know, and I think that's what a lot of women get hurt too, because they give him everything. They give them like all of them. They do too much as a girlfriend, because it's privileges when you become a wife. You can do something. I mean, like you can really do some things. So.
And I think too, it's like portion control.
Yes, come on.
It's
I like that.
Because and also when you get to be a certain age, it's just some things are just not negotiable. It's just not. I don't know. No. And I think a lot of times too, some women are so afraid to say no. It is okay to say no. It is okay for you to have boundaries. It's okay for all of that, but sometimes I'm gonna say we, and I'm gonna add myself into the equation. It's been times where I've dated and been so afraid I'm gonna lose him that I don't want to tell him no. But then you may get a good man and you just want to tell him yes because he deserves your yes.
Come on.
Every man don't deserve your yes. Ain't that right, Kay?
Amen. That's true because like you said, they don't want to say no or they don't want to act a certain way because I might lose him. If he's gonna go, he's gonna go, and then he's not the one. So, don't be so desperate. Like you said, like you lose yourself and you are allowing things to happen that shouldn't happen. You're allowing yourself to be hurt because you don't want to lose some man.
Mm-hmm. And I say that because I've heard so many women be like, I gave him everything. It's okay to give him everything. Did he give you everything too?
Mm,
If he ain't giving, if you only, I have found that when you mirror, you know, you give baby what you give. I'm not gonna give you more than you're giving me
right.
because you're not my husband, and I'm not required to have that sacrificial love yet. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're saying, because some things you just have to keep to yourself. Now, when I get married,
Oh, it's on it,
hey, hey, hey,
girl. It's
woo,
on and popping.
I got you every day.
All kind of stuff be coming out the bag. Okay, you gonna
Right.
be like, oh, I didn't know you was like this. That was girlfriend Lonnie. That was girlfriend K.
And that's and it's hard, but because it was just like my girlfriend told me. She said, "Why were you single for so long?" My boyfriend asked me that too, because I needed a man to lead me. If, in my opinion, at the age I am now, 30s, I had fun. 20s, well, I was married up until like I was 33. Then after that, I did date a couple people, but nothing too serious, like you're saying, because I had a son and I wasn't trying to be all over the place. I'm like, I'm
Right.
a mother. I have to, be uphold some things. Well, I felt like that, and that's another thing with a lot of women. They feel like they have children, but they don't have to. I'm grown and I could do what I want. No, your life is over as a person to a certain degree when you have
Mm-hmm.
children, because your children deserve to be safe. And especially in the world we live in now with these men, you don't know, and
All
women,
right.
men, and women, men, because and you know, things are so bad that people can deceive people so easily with, you think, oh, he got a good job or she got a good job and they did it. But my biggest concern for a lot of people is being with somebody and you have not met anybody. What
Mm-hmm.
what you think about that, Kay? You meet somebody and their whole life is a mystery. You ain't seen nobody from work. You ain't met their mama.
Right.
It's just like, what, well, who are you? Yeah, he taking you out and you having a good time, but me and y'all need to check the baby pictures because nowadays people get stuff cut off. See, I
Mm.
don't have one of them. My girl. You see that? But seriously, they getting their Adam's apples shaved off.
Yeah.
What you dealing with, and in our reality, men's waistlines can be little, because they ain't got that bone. We got all that other, that
Yeah.
woman stuff. We got girl stuff that make us be a little pudgy sometimes because of our hormones and different
Right.
things. But nowadays, men have to really go to that woman's house and you better see a baby picture, some
You
pictures,
bet. You better see some sanitary napkins or something.
and don't believe that everything got burned up in a house fire. Grandma, somebody got a picture.
Right.
Ask
Yeah,
for a
it's
photo.
just it's something. It's
Oh,
it's something else out here. It is.
it's
I
scary.
said, I would rather, I have no problem like being single. I said, I'd rather be single and happy
Mhm.
than, just being in a relationship just because, um, but every relationship has its ups and downs.
Mhm. Yeah,
But
if it didn't, it would be weird.
exactly.
It would be real. If something is perfect all the time, but I thought that too. Um, that a relationship you had to argue, and because you if you don't if you're passionate, you argue. No, if you a fool, you're gonna argue. Because I'm not gonna sit up here and be hollering and screaming and disturbing my peace and my hair falling out and I'm losing weight and all this crazy madness because I'm trying to keep a man who is stressing me out or um, mistreating me, because mental manipulation is sometimes far worse than physical abuse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like neither one of them. I'm not disclaiming any either, but
Right, right, right.
when somebody can get in your head and start turning your wheels and making you feel like you can't exist without them,
Mm-hmm.
that's 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 deep.
Mm-hmm.
They can take you to a place and make you think that you really can't.
Right.
And then you be all messed up.
Yeah, and I've met women that's been in situations like that when I used to visit Havenwick, not Havenwick, but Haven, and in Pontiac, where a lot of the women who've been in abused and or raped. Oh man, their stories is something, and
Mhm.
I if it's just something it's getting out of that is just
It's difficult.
it's very
It,
difficult. Like I said, I've heard their testimonies and things, and it is difficult.
and
Excuse
and especially I think when you have children involved, because for every woman that has had children, you want to stay with that man. You want your family to work, and people are always like, "Oh, they stupid, they crazy." They're not stupid or crazy. When you love somebody, and especially if you've come from a broken home yourself, and you really want your relationship to work out for your child, and again, it goes back to you've told this man all your hopes and dreams, and he gave you smoke and mirrors because you told him everything. And so he told you, I'm gonna make sure you came from divorce. I'm gonna make sure I don't do that to you. I would never hurt you. So sometimes we just have to really be careful that we don't give people the ammunition in order to manipulate us and
Right.
play games with our hearts. If a man's words or a woman's words aren't matching up with their actions, it's not real. And sometimes it's like, well, he's a good person. What's good about him?
Mm-hmm.
What is really good about him? We can't I've known people to stay in relationships because of finances. You know, if I leave, I'm not gonna have no money or whatever. And I get it, because when I was married once, I was divorced once. Oh, but a lot of my friends were advising me, well, you should stay because I was financially fine. Well, why would you, girl? When I got mad, I got mad. I left everything. I got up one day and went home to my mama. I said, I ain't got time for this. I don't know what you going through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go through it with you. And but that's just who I am. I was angry and I didn't want to be there. So thank God I did have somewhere to go. But it's a lot of women who don't have
Who
anywhere to go.
don't? Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why they end up in those situations of being abused, because again, they may not have a mother or a father, and a man gets into their head and, well, you ain't got nobody but me. And then you have a child thinking, well, if I had this baby, I can keep him, and then he gonna change. And babies don't change anybody. That's women. We have been trying to do that from the beginning of time, and it has never worked, and
No.
it never will. If he don't
Never.
want to be with you, he ain't gonna be with you.
Yeah.
And that's why I love the point in life that I'm in now, because I know that I'm not having no more babies. And if who I am in a relationship, and he loves me for me, not because I can trap him, not because the hope of a seed, because ain't gonna be no seed
Mm-hmm.
except for the grass. The grass, I'll have the grass grow.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I remember we went on our first date, and we went to a Super Bowl party. So we're there. It was a house full of all these. I walk in the door, girls, babies. I'm like, oh, okay, these little cute. That was the most beautiful children I ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Just all of them everywhere, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Did I say everywhere?
Uh-huh.
So I had a good time, and they was running around. And, like kids, I was helping out with the babies and everything. They're like, oh, and I was like, oh. So we got back to the car, and he looked at me and he said, whew. And I looked at him like, Lord Jesus, please don't let this man say that he wants some more kids. Because if he say that, it's over. Motherhood is a beautiful thing, but it is not for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I do thank the Lord that I had an opportunity once
You know
to
what?
experience that. But let's not say He looked over at me with his beautiful brown eyes and said, "Those kids were beautiful, weren't they?" And I was like, mm-hmm.
Like, where's he going with this?
I started humming like a Negro spiritual. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a good time, but it's over. I was just preparing my heart for the condition of letdown because I knew he was going to say he wanted one of the beautiful children. And like music to my ears, he said, "Man, I could not imagine doing that again." I gave my homeboy a high five. I said, "I know that's right." And we laughed and we rolled off into the sunset. And when he said that, I knew he was my guy. Because, girl, I was like, no,
Mm-hmm.
no. And I've met, I used to, even because see, we're brainwashed. And I'm going to go there. We're brainwashed as children by Disney. The prince is gonna come up on his horse. He's gonna come and save you. He's gonna, if you're in the tower, he's gonna climb up your hair and
Mm-hmm.
save you. And
Right.
no matter what, we always have been given the victim mentality that a man is gonna come and save us. Here I am. And then the whole I'm a victim. I just need you to come and get me.
The
And it's
whole
hard.
damsel in distress.
Yeah. And it's hard when you've been raised by a strong mother.
Yeah.
You're like,
When you can do for yourself, and you can, yeah. Mm-hmm.
talk about that though, okay? Isn't that one of the best tools as a woman is to be able to take care of yourself financially?
It is because it's like when you. It should be when you get into a relationship, that person should add to whatever you're doing. Don't get into a relationship because you think they're gonna take care of you and all of that good stuff. Be 100 before you meet that person. So if you're 100 and then they're 100 and both of you guys come together, y'all winning.
Winning.
You winning.
And I think also not to have that save. It used to be a song. I wanna be saved. It was a jam.
Oh, yeah.
Only thing I want to be saved by is Jesus, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm joking, but but we've been taught to be the victim mentality and be the damsel in distress, and sometimes even to dumb ourselves down to make a man want to talk to us or whatever. But a real man is going to want you to be exactly who you are. He's going to want his woman to be intelligent. Don't nobody want to be with no dummy. If all he's thinking about is your tail and how cute you are, you're losing. That's not
Yeah.
a winning relationship because with anybody, looks fade. And if all he's interested in you for is your booty and how the shape of your body is, he gonna trade you in for a new one.
Right. Like looks fade, and then also you can always buy one.
Yeah. Mm.
Everybody doing that. So I mean that's nothing.
Not intended, but
So like I mentioned at the top of the hour here, that you are an actress. Are you well, I know you're not working on nothing currently because of the conditions, but what was the last thing that you were in, and can people see it? Is it watchable?
Right now, actually, we are in pre-production for it's like a faith-based film. It will
Mm-hmm.
be on Amazon Prime upon completion. It is a beautiful young African American sister. Her name is Paige Alliston, and she did a faith-based film called Chasing After You. It's on
Mm-hmm.
Amazon Prime, and it's about a young man and lady, and they get into a relationship. But it's beautiful because it shows a lot of different aspects in of how we are not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
How God's love is perfect, but we are not perfect. And
Ooh, say that again, girl. We are not perfect.
and I loved how she had even though she has faith-based films, they're real. They're raw. You have the one aspect of the unwed mother who got in a situation and she got pregnant, because so often you know, especially in the church, you know, you hear, oh, you had a baby, and then they over time they have forced people to get married, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, and they may not have been meant to be married. They may have been meant to
Right.
be the parents of that child, but not married to each other per se. So right now she's working on another faith-based film called Meeting Boom, and it's without trying to give too much of it away, it is
Mhm.
a wonderful cast. We want to start shooting mid-June, July, and hopefully that will get on Amazon Prime. I am playing the role of Aunt Dee Dee, but she ain't no regular aunt. She's fabulous. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
So I'm excited about to be a part of that. We have a phenomenal cast. So we have started doing reading. We're reading through our scripts and getting our characters down. So it's
Okay.
gonna be good. Yep.
Cool.
Other than that, the last thing I did a film called Hope 911, and it's college curriculum. We did have a premiere of it and everything like that, but it's for a college curriculum,
Okay.
sort of like suicide prevention,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a it was a good, but it's through a company called the Union, so it's Hope 911, and it was presented by the Union, and we our director was I can't say his name right, Timothy Jones,
Okay.
um, and he's a dope. It's so many dope producers and directors and filmmakers coming out of Detroit. I know a lot
Yeah,
of
it is.
people are running to Atlanta, and people are like, "You gonna move to LA? You gonna move to Atlanta?" I said, "No." They said, "Why not?" I said, "Because there's a thing called an airplane, and we have such technology now. I could do a audition just like we doing now. You know, just
That's
sit
true.
at
Yeah.
home and get it together." So that's a project I'm working on right now, and I just been um, honing my skills even during quarantine. I've been working with a filmmaker out of New York. He's giving classes. His name is Sheikh Muhammad Bey. It's Sheikh Studios. So you guys could check him out if you're interested in acting. He's been in several movies in Hollywood. He's been in the mainstream, but he's really been a blessing because he always says, just utilize your gift and just be careful with your gift, because sometimes as an actor, you think that you just want to jump in everybody's film. I mean, that's just where your heart is. We are artistic, and it's like, oh, film, I want to be in it. I want to be in it. I
Right,
want to be in
right.
it. But you have to be mindful that once you do get on film, you can't take that back. So you still have to be mindful of the role that you're going to play. You have to
Yeah.
be mindful of the project. If you get enough, because so many people in Detroit are jumping in films, but they're not making any money. Excuse me. They're not making any money. And although you do have to pay your dues per se, I just think a lot of my advice for a lot of young women is just make sure you don't be trying to show too much boobs and butt. I know that we are in a culture where people feel like they got to show a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
some people showing a little bit in these films and they're not making no money. So you just gonna show everything
For
that
nothing. Yeah.
for nothing, and you can't really if you just have to be mindful of things being done in an artistic way and not doing anything that makes you feel uncomfortable
Mm-hmm.
for what you think is going to be notoriety or fame. Because we are all just beginning. We're not in Hollywood, Now, I ain't gonna lie. They offer me to write my money. I had to show a little bit of ankle with that. You know what I'm saying? That ankle.
You are silly. Like, see, like I told everybody on Facebook and the other social media, I was like, you guys, you're gonna enjoy this show because she's very entertaining, and you are.
But I appreciate that. I just really just always want to be myself, and I think that's one of the best compliments. What I'm learning as an actor is, even though you are taking on different roles, you are always in that role, it's always going to be bits and pieces of you. And I think one of the best compliments I had as of late, I was reading a script and I was going through the script and I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how, this director really wants this. And the thing that she said to me was, I cast you because I like your personality. And so even though I want you to do this character, I want to see you. And I was like, she want to see me? I know. Hey. So that was like really big to me. And I shared that with some of my other actors, friends, because we're all in this process and we are a tight-knit group of people. And it's like, it's just sharing bits and pieces of yourself, because the emotions that you have to utilize when you're acting, the things that you are telling, you are using the things from your life. Like with me, I feel like I've lived 1,000 different lives, at different points in my life. I've been different people. And that's because as a person, you evolve, you grow, you're different. You're different every really couple of months. We change every day. We are like beautiful butterflies. We grow. We metamorphose.
Yeah.
And if you're not growing and you're not changing, then you're dead.
That's
so
true.
I just think it's important that just in life, we just have to always be ever growing, ever changing. But I think one of the biggest things is in life, in acting, or whatever you do, it's just to be the best you. Because this is a industry where people want to compare themselves.
Yeah.
And I think from acting and just growing and where I am in my life right now, I just got to be my best me. There is no comparison. When God created me, He only created one of me. He created these fingerprints. He created this face. He created this nose. He created that little sexy mole for that over there. You know what I'm saying? And I think that as women, as people, we all have to embrace everything that God has given us. Like you, girl, He didn't give you them sexy ass for nothing. Okay. Ass, be like, yes. But and I think growing up, you probably need to do another show on that, girl.
Yeah.
The whole comparison thing, growing up, your hair not like this, you don't look like this, you don't look like that. I had a friend and she told me once, you don't have to worry about anything because you light skinned with long hair. I said, really? And I let her go on and I stopped her and I said, but you don't know my story. You don't know how it is to grow up and be a little light-skinned girl in school. Now, the way I grew up, in my household, you couldn't discuss color because we the Rainbow Coalition. And I am the lightest one. But my mama wasn't no joke. You say something about color, you getting beat. Because we don't talk about color. Because like the old folks in my family used to say, you can't eat no color. Okay? You can't eat no color. Yeah, eat. Can't eat no color. You hear me? Yeah. So for me growing up, it was like I was ridiculed a lot because it was like, and I was like, I didn't understand it because I'm like, I'm just trying to go to school. What's wrong with you? But so when she told me that, and she's a beautiful brown skin, I mean, beautiful. Okay, when you're brown skin, you be having bumps. Everybody can see. You be like, dang. But it's just something about when you're chocolate. The skin be all pretty. You be all one color. You ain't got to worry about no makeup. All thing you got to do is put on some lotion and you straight. When I was growing up, all of my friends have always been dark complected people. And not by choice, they just were. I don't know. From Nicole Brooks in the 3rd grade all the way up to high school, I had a girlfriend named Teacher Roberts. I nicknamed her Mahogany because she was so beautiful. She was beautiful. And she called me Ivy because we didn't want to call me Ivory because we was in a singing group. So she was Mahogany and I was Ivy. And so I told the girl, I said, but you don't understand how it felt to not be white enough to be white. Because I ain't white. I got the pug to prove it. See that now? Black people. But not to be white enough to be white, but not to be considered dark enough to be black.
Mm.
Um, Going to different camps and my mother exposing me to different things in the arts through my life and having to be around Caucasian people. They would be like, "Are you mixed?" I was
Mm.
offended. No, I'm not mixed. I'm black.
Right.
Black people come out all shades, size. Well, why is your hair like that? Your hair is so long. Black people have
Wow.
duh. And when you are a child and you like 12 years old, you like, what does that mean? I mean, people are more verbal and vocal about it now in this generation. But in our generation, you still was like, go sit down, shut up, children are to be
Yeah.
seen and not heard generation. So it was hard for me because, like I said, I would be blessed to go to these camps, get scholarships to go to these camps with Caucasian kids
Yeah.
from everywhere whose parents had money, mine did not. I would get my little scholarship, so I'd be there like, I'm here and I'm not going to mess this up because it meant something to me.
Yes.
I had to fight to be here all my life. My brothers, my uncles. Oh, no, okay. But it was just hard. And so for people to think that you know, you just had it easy, no, I've not had it easy, but I'm gonna say this. I experienced a lot of prejudice. I experienced a lot of things, but I realized that that's when I was 12 years old. So I don't carry these things with me in my adult life because I know that people were ignorant. They didn't understand. And the little girls that used to tease me in the sixth grade, they ain't know no better. Should we in the neighborhood?
That's
Somebody
true.
called Kimber the White Lion and it just happened to be me.
Yeah.
But I grudge them. That's what we did when we were children. I don't begrudge anybody because when people do insult you and they talk about you or whatever, that's because they so busy looking at you. They need to, if we would all just focus on ourselves, there will be no gossip. There will be uh, no comparisons. There will
Mm-hmm.
be nothing. Worry about you because it's so much easier to tell somebody else what's wrong with them. I can sit up all day and be like, oh my God, she need to lose weight. Honey, I want to say it to you because I got my food.
But
Because
like
if
you
I'm
said, though, but
projecting
yeah,
out to you and get everybody to look at you, then they won't be looking at me. But
right.
if I'm in the room and you talking about somebody, I'm gonna be looking at you. I ain't gonna be looking at what's wrong with her. You know, why you gotta talk about somebody? So
Well,
I
hurt people and all that. But like you said though, that comparison, that right there is what get people. It's because you don't look a certain way or you're looking at the other person, the other woman, what she had or what you wish you had. If people just learn what we need to do as women, period, no matter what color, we really have to learn to love yourself. Because if you have the mentality, I'm the finest thing on earth. If you have that mentality, then the next person have that mentality, the next person have that mentality, it won't be any jealousy. You have to think that you are God's greatest gift, not to a point where you're conceited, to a point
right.
where you have confidence, and because I know it's only one me, and I know certain people probably like, thank God, but it's only one me, and I love me,
Yes, you do. And
but what though, it didn't. It wasn't always like that though. When I was younger, because I'm so tall, I'm 5'10", so I was like always the tallest one. I'm an introvert, so by me being the tallest one, I'm always seen. I like to be in the back. So I didn't like all that attention. Even though certain people would say, "Oh, you look beautiful, you look this, you look that," and guys will holler, older guys. I wasn't feeling it.
You had the wrong legs, girl.
And I'm not gonna say that, but I'm like, guys do comment like, oh, okay, slim with the long legs. I'm like, what the long legs got to do? I was saying that when I was younger, but anyway, but you have to learn how to love yourself, and it took a minute for me to do that. But now, it's like you can't tell me nothing. It's like after when I was like in high school, girl, you couldn't tell me nothing. But
and that's beautiful. I wish that we could teach more of our young women to love themselves, because so many of them don't, because they, like I said, it goes back to the comparison. Nowadays you go on IG, everybody naked. They want to be a stripper if they not a stripper. It's just like, and I'm not talking down the strippers. I have some friends who, you do what you got to do. I mean, I'm not going to be one to judge you, but I'm saying that we have to be mindful of the whole comparison. I, as a woman, can find beauty in other women.
yes,
Like, I look at you, I think you dope. I thought that's from the moment I met you. It was like when we met, we were just like, hey, girl.
right.
Other forever, because I could appreciate your beauty because I'm tall too. And you got me that inch, girl. But it was nice to me to see another, for lack of a better word, tall. When I see tall women, I be like, you were tall like me, because it seemed like everybody is like under 5'7", y'all.
Right, because it's like my plight. You like because we got being a tall girl. We just can't go in the store and get some pants off the rack. We can't do that.
You gotta be the right length. Because every time I used to go in the store, Kay was in there, I'd be like, I could wear what you got on right there. That necklace, did they have another one like that? And she'd be like, no. I'd be like, and I'd be trying to search around to find a necklace similar. I'd be like, girl, I found one that wasn't exactly like it, but it's similar. And she'd be like, girl, for real. But I just know that we just always appreciated.
Yes, we did.
For you just being exactly who you are, me being, because when I went into the natural hair care, I actually started it, and my hair was so dry. Oh my God. I was like, oh Jesus. It was like, but then when I walked in the store and you was in there, your hair was all healthy and you had the moisturization. I was like, how you do
berries and patchouli.
Juices and berries. But you shared the information with me, and that meant a lot to me. I don't know why my nose is. I'm getting precipitation. And I do not have a cold. But I'm about to go into this. If you have an onset of a cold, take a whole lot of vitamin C's, and they have these things called Zicam. Come in a little tube. It's like on a Q-tip, and you pop it and you put it in there. Boom, you'll be good by morning, because that's what I'm gonna do when I get off this. And that was commercial. I expect $5,995 in my account by tomorrow. But it was, Kay shared the information with me. I was like, I don't know what to do with my hair. It's dry, it's brittle. And she was like, girl, go do this, and do this, get this, try this. I tried that. And we just were two women who met and just gave each other information and embraced our differences. Matter of fact, we didn't even see no differences. We just met and we was cool.
Right.
We like cool, and we've known each other now for about 5 years, and we cool. If I talk to her, cool. If I don't, cool. But when I talk to Cash, like, we never stop talking.
Exactly.
And I am so excited for her in this podcast.
Oh, thank you.
Everybody can see her wonderful personality.
Thank you. And I want to say too, because you were touching on colorism, because Clay and I, we do have a media production company, 1276 Media Productions, and one of our production shows is another podcast I'm on. I'm about to do a little plug. It's called All the Way There, and we talked about that very thing about colorism. We did a 2-parter. Last week was the second part from a male's perspective. And if you guys want to, just hear more about that, just go to the our All the Way There podcast page on Facebook, and you can find those shows. So, yep, girl, it is like an hour. We've been talking and talking and talking.
I know, but we're gonna have to talk offline because I have some little show projects and things that I'm coming up with as well.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to talk and
We're
collab.
gonna have to talk
So
because we are so like here. We always have it, and I thought, oh, she notified, baby.
So with that being said, I just want to thank you, Camaryn, again, just for coming on and just being your beautiful self and sharing with our audience your nuggets, your wisdom, and just making us laugh and making us think like you always do. And we will have you back. You know, you gotta have you back, especially when you start when you have your shows, and you can promote them, your movies, and well, no doubt, and just come on and just kick it too, because we, as you see, we have good conversation.
Yeah.
So we will just stay on the line, but we will talk and after this. But I just want to thank everybody for listening. I know we went over a little bit, but that's okay. It was some good information. It was some good conversation. And you can find us again on all the streaming platforms. And don't forget to subscribe and like. We have a YouTube page now, and we're going to show all the our videos. And Clay has some things lined up. He do more of the videos and the shows that we're about to come out with, and I tackle more of like the interview part of it. So it's like we have our strengths, and we have that we're doing, and
sounds like a perfect combination.
Right. So again, just want to thank everybody for listening, and you can find us again on Facebook and Instagram and iHeartRadio and all the major things there. And thank you so much, Camaryn. And we're going to close out the show, but just hold on. And again, thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And we are out, and we have a good show for you next week. We have a saxophonist who you should know. He's really good, and that's going to be a great show.
What's his name?
Justin Smith Williams.
Okay, Justin Smith. All right.
So thank you, everybody. We thank you. I love you, and you'll be hearing from me next week. Bye.
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 Kicking it with Kay and Clay. Kicking it with Kay and Clay. Kicking it with Kay and Clay. Kicking it with Kay and Clay.
I like y'all song.